episode number 37th of Suit Yourself a Menswear podcast. And as always, it's Jordan
and Michal.
Exactly.
Wearing our best beach outfit today.
I have something in like a Miami Vice style. You know, sometimes guys we're just late. I'm always late. I'm always wait. I wasn't like that. I don't know.
You're always late? Well, I am too.
No, I mean I was never late, and I just I don't know why I'm like that. I'm waiting to the last minute, maybe to have the dopamine boost because.
I mean, I'm always on time at work. I'm always going at work even when I'm sick and things like this. So when it's something like work-oriented, you can count on me, and I'm rather be in advance than late. But with other things around, sometimes, I'm getting a bit. But also, I'm living super far, so it's difficult to be on time.
I was trying to say that. Sometimes choosing those outfits is like, okay, I don't what should I take? And I know that black works with everything, and I got this mint, and I think that even it would look cool, really cool with this pink jacket.
Definitely. So you you look like the cops that arrest guys like me. I look like the drug dealer.
Crockett team, or exactly. how was it? Yeah.
Exactly. So. In a certain way, we're matching, but we're just on the two sides of the fence.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about something that is pretty... It's loud about it recently, about Loro Piana, you know, this thing that some Chinese supplier sells... Loro Piana, the supplier, they make the jackets for like $100 or something, or less, and they sell it for $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. There's also been some rumors. What was this other brand? It was not Hermes or something. No, it was. I don't remember, but there's been some controversial things about this. And the idea then is like, is it worth buying brand? And it's going to be a bit the idea behind this episode.
Because like way back in the days, the brands they actually started to create something different, create something with like in good quality, very high quality that no one could have even. To be close to that quality, but right now we see that a lot of smaller brands they can have good suppliers that value the quality, value the fabrics. Like I feel like a lot of brands they actually want to max out the profit. And they don't. They lost their identity.
Yeah, and that's something that is showing more and more, and in every corner, even the watchmaking is getting this more and more. In every spaces where brands add some value and where the quality touch mark was getting with this brand, it's less and less certain about it, and it goes for everything. And I mean, that's on their side, they feel they don't have the choice. Also, sometimes they put themselves in a situation like they're going on the market, and if they want to be profitable, they need to cut the quality of what they are doing. So that's shit, but that's the
because they put a lot of money in marketing. They put a lot of money in the stores as well.
Yeah, but they're on stocks also. They stock market. So they need the
profit.
Exactly, they need to have certain profits every year.
Return on investment,
and that's that's very bad, but that's the law of the market, I would say, and that's shame on them if they decided to put their brands into the hands of this type of people, and they're gonna completely destroy the trust.
But you know, when for example Gucci started, they started with something different. They had their identity. Right now, it feels like a lot of brands they lost their identity. You know, like this week I saw a documentary on YouTube about Tom Ford. Tom Ford, you know, he sold his brand. He's not leading he's not there anymore. So somebody else just need to prolong their identity. And you know, brands, they evolved. They, you know, the thing that Tom Ford started with, right now it's nothing special, because a lot of brands, they have the same design, they have the same style. So to be still different than others, then you need to do something different. And if those people that actually are steering the design of Tom Ford, they are trying to be the same. But exactly. Tom Ford was innovative.
But
so staying in one place actually right now is going back.
That's true.
So Tom Ford is nothing special right now, and is just the brand, nothing more than that. Gucci, the same. You have some Gucci icons like Gucci loafers, horsebit loafers, for example. You have Burberry like trench coats, for example. I think one of those brands that are actually still worth to invest in, it's Polo, Ralph Lauren.
But I would say it's if we are going on the word a bit of haute couture, because we are mismatching a bit them, I would say, because all the great tailors of before, so Gucci, but Balenciaga also, all those big brands, they had a name behind them, and it was really a synonym of huge quality. And nowadays we are losing a bit this, but if we are not losing it, then, for example, I think Hermes is still doing, for example, just to take this brand as an example, still doing high-value garments, but then the pricing are so ridiculously expensive that you can have the same quality with someone that is way more affordable. So then you are really paying the brand, and the question remains, is it worth paying the brand? And I would say that there is less and less brands that it's worth investing in a piece because having a square of silk from Hermes, I think it's still nice nowadays.
Because it's they have their own exclusive designs.
And they always work with designers.
And you can see right away that it's Hermes.
Exactly. So some maisons, some houses, they maintain their quality over time, and they maintain the high quality level, and it still is something special. Lots of the other brands, they have lost a lot, and in menswear, there's a lot of brands that are debatable in quality. I don't know, in shoes, for example, Crockett & Jones was high value. It still is in many ways, but sometimes, depending on the shoes, on the sole, and all the brands, Church, I think, used to be a brand of high value. It has lost.
The competition is pretty big. There are like, it's not hard to find supplier that offers you the same quality.
Exactly.
But what brands can do different? I was trying to. I love the new autumn and winter collection of Ralph Lauren. And I seen one suit, and Prince of Wales cream, and I wanted to try to find the same fabric, and they have the fabrics that they made exclusively
for them.
Mills for them. So it's not possible. You can find something similar, but you cannot find exactly the same fabric. So that's the thing.
Then it becomes interesting to
and they have their own style, preppy, Ivy League, Ralph Lauren, they are known for that. But there are a lot of brands that, why buying, for example, a t-shirt with just Gucci, Balmain or something?
Loro Piana. Let's talk about them, because Loro Piana, as a Mills, as a fabric provider, has always been to high standard, and they will always do great fabric. I think they are overpriced. Their fabric, because of the brand that they have behind. So they have a strategy.
But they also have some kind of good deals with MTM providers.
That's definitely true. But if you're going outside of those deals, then sometimes it becomes a bit pricey for what it is. But to be honest, the mills, Loro Piana, will always be of superb quality. But when it comes to their garment, what they are making themselves,
nothing special.
Super blend. Like it's like the old money, as they call it
exactly.
now. That is, and
like
it's super boring.
You can find it everywhere.
Yeah, it's extremely boring, and it's extremely expensive for something that is absolutely not worth the price. And then it's just a social marker.
And it's not special because those I mean, it's nothing wrong to have a design like Loro Piana. But it's just overpriced. You can find something similar from the same fabric maybe with even better details.
Yeah, but why people are buying this?
Because of the brand. Because the brand is visible.
Yeah, exactly. But Loro Piana, it's not so visible. It's just because they can. It's like it's a social marker, like I want to buy this cap that looks like any other cap, but it's just 10 times the price.
Yeah, but
and I can do it. So
it's also because of this this old money style. Loro Piana, it was a synonym of something exclusive. But it's not, because everyone wears Loro Piana. I have some Loro Piana I mean, from the fabric. Loro Piana, it's not Loro Piana.
Yeah, but it's way better, I would say, to have a Loro Piana fabric than a Loro Piana suit.
Yeah, remember that girl that actually commented on my jacket? It was Loro Piana. That she roasted me. She didn't like the patterns, and actually
the interview.
Jacket
there's some interviews, street interviews coming, guys.
It's coming, guys. We did some street interviews. It was not easy because everyone is out on vacations right now. But the fabric, it was, I think, just 200 meters. It was limited edition. It was special Loro Piana.
But you know what you are doing? It's like this guy that wears a very nice suit and is on a date, and he's like, sorry, it's not just a jacket. It's gets in the detail. Yeah, the people don't care. No, but and that's also why would you spend so much money in something that doesn't look so good if no one cares about it?
there are a lot of brands, like I mentioned already, Gucci loafers. I would still buy them because it's an icon.
Yeah, exactly.
Hermes, the designs. There are even menswear brands like that. You mean, for example, Drake's.
Yeah.
They are very expensive right now, but they have some kind of...
A bit too much for what they are. There's been a lot of discussions on obscure Reddit topics and so on, and people are like, it's going, especially after during the Emilion d'Or collaboration that they had.
They were even in Bond. The last one, James Bond.
Exactly. The dressing up, I think it's Q or
Daniel Craig had their suit and shoes, desert shoes. But still, for example, Drake's, they have exclusivity for some patterns. For example, scarves.
Yeah,
I have one scarf that I bought before they
are very beautiful.
They made their exclusive. Yeah. So we were talking about some fabrics or patterns that are made exclusively for some brands, and then if you want to buy this exclusive pattern, then you need to go to that brand, because not everyone can just have it.
Yeah, and then it makes it worth it, especially if it's something beautiful, like those Drake scarves and so on. But I would say that most of the time, and that's the way I learned my way into brands, I was learning why it is so nice to have this garment in those brands. And because I couldn't afford them, I was trying to find another provider that would give me the same taste of it.
But you need to also know that most of those brands, they are not made. They make those garments in China, in cheaper countries.
Yeah.
So it's not even, for example, Italian brand. They're not making it in Italy.
Yeah.
So you need to ask yourself. You can find some other smaller brands, local brands that can do this even in better quality. They have lower provision because they don't need to spend so much money on advertising. They are maybe just online. So, for example, my friend owns this brand that makes those belts, Sartorial, and bags. The bags looks cool. The design is also very special. I think it's hard to find exactly the same, and but the pricing is very fair. He doesn't even have any sales.
Because smaller brands have smaller scales, and they don't have the same pressure, and then it's really up to the owner of this brand. So if he wants to make quality for a fair price, he can afford to do it,
because those brands they have a lot of stock. They, if they are selling on sale 70% off, that's something is wrong.
Exactly.
They're like, I would be angry buying something from
full price,
full price, and then what? I for example, at Loke store, we don't have a sale. We have sale when we have, for example, one piece of some a very large size.
No, and we do the same. Where I'm working at Blue Jello, we don't do any sales.
Yeah, but you don't have stock.
No, exactly. We don't have stock, but also it sends a message. And I think that in the last 15 years at least, more brands appeared like this, and they were like, we are having a fair price from the start, and we don't do this sales thing because we are not participating into this frenzy. And
we're talking about it in the beginning, about Black Friday sales.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's way better. You have less stock, maybe. You sell to a better price, more fair price. Also, you sell quality, which means that it's not only quality in the garments, so they're going to last longer, but also quality in the cuts, in the fits, in the fabrics, so they will never go out of style, never go out of fashion. If you don't sell your pair of denims this year, you will sell them next year, because next year they will still be good.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like some short time trends.
Yeah, exactly. So if you bet on this, of course you will have stocks. Of course you will need to cut the price.
Balenciaga, those chunky sneakers, or those IKEA bags, or some damaged trousers. Like, guys, come on, why you need to even buy this?
Yeah, well,
it's not even luxury, because a lot of people just wear it, and you can go to Turkey and buy exactly the same looking pair of shoes, sometimes even in better quality.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been in Turkey, and I've seen those Loro Piana loafers.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know what? I have a actually funny story, because I bought a pair that look almost exactly like the Loro Piana.
Yeah, okay.
Without the branding, from some kind of their own local brand. I came home, and you know what was on the sole? It was Loro Piana logo. So that was the same manufacturer that made those copies, I guess, counterfeits.
Yeah, that happens.
So guys, I bought a counterfeit, but it was Loro Piana on the sole, but inside the shoe was their own brand. That is like two-faced pair of shoes.
Schizophrenic shoes.
Exactly. That was so weird. I felt bad because I didn't want to buy a counterfeit.
Yeah.
And I bought them for like 30 euros.
Well,
crazy
at
leather
price, yeah. No, but that's the thing, and I would say that most of the time, and that's why then it can be interesting to follow people that gives you target some brands that are worth the value. They are usually smaller scale then, and that's a bit our job, so to speak. We are going to direct you towards brands that are in a more fair price. Of course, we will always tell you this is what you buy for this price, depending on what you're interested in, but you can never have it all. So even if you buy something very expensive, there are some limits. We are talking about it in bespoke, that's the most expensive, and still there is some expectation that you need to manage around this. So when it comes to brands, it will depend on the brands, I would say. But
it's also something like this, that if you have money, people are buying a lot of brands just to show the logos. I mean, it's like this in Poland, it's like this in China, it's like this in countries that are still growing. It's not like this, for example, in Sweden. In Sweden, it's more like to show, for example, your watch, to show that you have on the back maybe Loro Piana logo, or maybe somehow show that you have a summer house somewhere, but you're not screaming with the logos. If I had money, I wouldn't buy those brands.
If I'm sorry, your millions on this bank account on the other. Oh, sorry.
No,
let's not talk about this one. You can cut.
Millions, and millions, trillions. Yeah, but I wouldn't go for those brands. I would go for bespoke or made to measure, nice fabrics.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then I have control over what I want to wear.
Yeah, and I would say that for those people that are trying to show off, I mean, it's like this. There's even a meme about this. The poorer you are, the more you are trying to show off, and the more money you have, the less you care about it anymore. And I would say, well,
it's like driving a Ferrari. You don't need to gas.
Exactly. If it's a rent, you gas on them.
Yeah, we were talking about it because in Stockholm here, close to our studio, there are guys driving those cars, and they are very loud. But it was actually Volkswagen Golf R.
Yeah, they're fucking annoying, those guys. I mean, it's like I don't want to be a party pooper. It's nice to make a bit of noise sometimes, but when you just go in the center of a city, it's like there was this meme guy, what they think the people are thinking about them, and this guy's like,
so
wow,
sexy.
It must be so. No, but it must be so cool. Yeah. I so much want to be his friend. I want to be like him. No, you are fucking annoying. You're fucking nose.
It's nice to have.
You're loud, and
to have great sound in your car, like the engine, but you don't need to push the gas pedal.
And it's the same with the clothes, you don't need to
scream the brands.
Exactly, you don't need to scream that it's expensive or that it's brand, because no one should care. And
I mean, the fabric, the cut can tell the story that is actually expensive, that you put your work, but ordering made to measure.
Why would you want to look expensive? That's also a question.
I would like to look good.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to look good?
If you look good, you also look expensive.
Yeah, and I think in a better way, because then not in human advertising. You show your own personality. So I think it shows something that is more interesting and attractive to show yourself than showing a brand or showing that. Yeah, you are owned by this brand almost, So yeah, it is better not to look expensive, but to look good. And to look good, you don't need to have any brands appearing. You don't need to show off, I would say, or not in that sense, at least.
So we want to say that it's less. It's less not profitable. It's less good to buy known brands because it's not worth the price most of the time.
Yeah.
But you still have some brands that actually, you can order a nice fabric to create a made-to-measure or bespoke suit that is expensive, that is maybe limited, that the fabric looks great. But it doesn't mean that it needs to be from this brand or from another brand, the made-to-measure supplier.
What is interesting when you are buying a brand, I think, is when you are buying history. You are buying heritage from this brand.
Yeah, like when you buy a Harley Davidson, you buy the history and you get the bike for free.
Exactly.
But still, even though I also saw a YouTube documentary about Harley Davidson, that the quality of Harley Davidson is worse and worse.
Yeah.
And to have you pay a lot for entry level Harley Davidson. I think back in the days it was about 10,000 euro. I don't think you have models that cheap, but still to be able to feel good with that model, you needed to do some to buy some custom
extra
parts, and those custom parts was like double the price of the Harley Davidson.
It sounds like BMW. They are doing this, a lot of options on BMW.
And sometimes you have even those options in your car, the technical stuff, but they need to turn it on in settings.
And
you pay for that.
that starts to look like a scam.
Subscription. You need to have subscription, for example, heated chairs, seats.
Yeah, so it's already in it, but you need to pay to activate it. Yeah, that sounds like a scam to me.
But it's true. But so I don't know. I wouldn't. If I wanted to buy something from a big brand, I would go for those iconic stuff that they have. Exactly. They are known for it. But like clothes, sometimes buying for example, knitted polo or something, if the quality is good, then I would go for something more fair price, something local.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think that with time and with knowledge around garments, you just get allergic to anything that will show that you're wearing a brand. That's my case. Every time there's something that I could wear, I would feel bad wearing something that shows that I'm wearing the brand. If you can tell right away, I wouldn't like that. I think it completely makes you disappear, and we got used to that. We grew up with this idea that wearing brands is all right, but it's just because we got used to it. To be honest, it's if we think about it from a certain distant point of view, it's ridiculous. It's so weird to accept to wear something that identifies you to a brand. Now we are, for example, the only thing that I'm still wearing like this would be Nike and sports shoes, because we don't think about it anymore. But if you were to wear that, I was about to say in real life, if you really take a step back and you realize, don't you feel that it's super weird to be branded like an animal, No, I think it's we forgot how ridiculous it is. And I think that the more you can get away from this, the better. And most of people that are super stylish or that we look up for, we never see really that they are wearing a brand, or at least at most we can see that they are wearing a tailor. So
but you can see somebody wearing something from a designer but without logos as well. So that's that. Then if it's something special, some like dress that is provided it's just from this designer, so go for it. But maybe you can also ask your local tailor to do something like that, because for example I feel very special when I create my own made-to-measure suit. I know that it's just me wearing this, maybe somebody else has the same fabric, but I seen guys in those Loro Piana jackets like I have, but the jacket was different.
Exactly.
But I think like back in the days, the quality of the brands was better. So maybe buying something vintage would be cool.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And that's what I was also thinking about. A lot of people nowadays that are into menswear, they just buy second hand. And it looks super nice on them because they have their taste, but also because the quality of clothes used to be better in many ways.
Yeah, and the fashion is coming back.
Yeah, but that's also why there's so much hype around the old Levi, for example, old Levi denims, and some people are super specific on the exact area when they're buying them, because they knew that exactly in this area they were better fabric or better rivets quality or whatever. So you can really go deep into
dyeing or something because the water was different.
Exactly. So you can really go deep. But the idea, and we mentioned a few times before, the quality of the silk from before and the tie. How they
vintage silk was was just more expensive, so the silk was thinner, more delicate. And right now silk is cheaper, and the silk ties are just hard and thick, stiff, and so the knot is different.
Exactly.
But it's also nice to have something vintage that was like for 50 years in some storage.
Exactly. So I would say that if you are wearing from or if you have the intention to wear from a brand, ask yourself why actually you want this brand, and then you will realize that might not be exactly for the good reason, and you might actually lose the appetite for it as soon as you bought it.
I just wonder how people will react on this Loro Piana situation. If they're gonna lose some customers, or people are just buying Loro Piana, they are not aware of it even.
I don't think so, but I think like it's false. It's just that people like drama, So they will make drama about everything, and it's a false drama. I don't think that Loro Piana will be affected that much.
No,
everyone knows, most of people, they will say, yeah, we kind of knew,
I think they just even like be better after it.
Because it doesn't matter what you talk about me as long as you talk about me type of vibe. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people, they just hide themselves to the truth, they don't want to hear about it. And when you place in front of them the truth, like, yeah, it was made in China and you bought this thing that is worth nothing, this price, they were like, yeah, I kind of knew anyways.
Yeah, but it's still like, for example, buying a Rolls Royce, that it's Volkswagen underneath it. So, but it's still a Rolls Royce. It's still a brand. Like buying a T-shirt from Balmain, or how you pronounce. I don't know how you should pronounce it.
Balmain.
You're not thinking that somebody is doing it with like golden threads or some. I don't know. It's just a regular T-shirt. It's nothing special.
But that's the thing. Also, we were talking about this in the previous episode. Is like, how much attention to detail do you put into things? For example, I think that people like us, when we are passionate about something, and it goes for everything we are doing. So whether it's buying a motorcycle, a car, a house, whatever, we really get into it. We are really interested into it. We're gonna read a lot. We're gonna try to
do our research.
Yeah, do our research, because then we get excited about this thing.
Because we need to think about money. We cannot just spend it.
That also. Yeah, but not only, because to be fair, yes, it's partly because we need to know why we are putting money into something, but it's also, I feel it's more exciting. You get closer to the thing that you are purchasing if you really know what is behind, what is this engine, where it's coming from, etc. And then you understand also, is it worth the value? Because I'm gonna buy this this nice car or this house, but actually the city is shitty, or the environment is shitty, and it's gonna lose its value, and I'm not gonna feel nice in this house. This car, it's actually not made in England anymore; it's made in India. So is it worth putting all this money for this?
Yeah, but with cars, it's different.
It is, but to what extent? Sometimes you are buying stuff that you are supposed to buy some heritage, and there's nothing about this heritage anymore. So they are still making the ad and the price of the heritage.
Then buy a vintage car.
Yeah,
but it's it's the same, because we are talking about brands, but a lot of brands, they have their own fragrance lines.
Yeah.
And it's also the same. Like for example, you can buy. Wait a minute, what was that? Christian Dior Homme.
Yeah.
And it's the same name, but for example, 10 years ago, Homme was a different formula.
Yeah.
Because they reformulized, because of some allergies, because some ingredients were...
they changed, or they don't exist anymore.
And it doesn't even smell the same.
Yeah. No, but...
So I would say that if you're buying something from a specific brand, go for those products that the way they are manufactured didn't change.
Yeah, or is still the level of quality is maintained, even if it changed. At least it's still, for example, if the formula changed for a perfume, it's still a nose behind, so a nose that knows, a nose that knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
The quality is maintained somehow, and that's the most important. But at the end of the day, if you buy garments for yourself or to reflect your personality, you'll focus a bit less on who made it, who made it in terms of, is it a brand, but more who made it in terms of quality, how they made it,
But it's also like, for example, you can buy from Burberry, you can buy
vintage
trenches,
vintage trench,
or those, or even now if you buy the new, some of them are still made in England, I suppose, but some are made in India.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have different. Some models are still made in England. So I guess the quality should be the same. It's the same with, for example, low shoes.
Yeah.
Most of those elegant shoes, Goodyear welted, are still made in Kettering, but more those lifestyle sneakers, sneaker loafers, they're made in India.
India, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and it's not necessarily bad. It's not because it's made in India that it's bad. But you need to understand that then what you are buying is really just the name of the brand, and it's not everything that is associated
with
to it.
Loke is fairly priced. The ratio, quality price ratio is good. But for example, if you go to Loro Piana and take a look on this jacket, and okay, this is €1,000, and which is not that bad. But maybe it was 10,000. I don't know, not 1,000. Yeah. Okay, but it's expensive, and you can compare if you have some knowledge. Like just taking a look, I would even ask, okay, the price, but what's so special? What's the difference between this and that? Because if, for example, Ralph Lauren, you have like a regular those polos, piqués, but you can
made
also
in China.
but also have some kind of purple label that is more expensive and it's exclusive, and not every store is selling it. So
but what I like about Ralph Lauren is double RL, you know.
Purple label.
No, not the purple label. RRL. This is the label that they made that is making vintage, a lot of militaria also, and like all very native pattern and things like that.
It's hard to find something similar on the market.
Exactly. And they're quite exclusive pieces, and you can have things that are very interesting and quite fun, and they are made also locally for most of them, probably not all of them. And when I'm talking about this, when I purchased some pieces, it was like 10 years ago, so maybe things have changed. That's the thing, you always need to check, because you don't know if it's still the same provider. But again, the problem is not that it's made in China or in India. Some of the best providers are coming from India and China. So it's not that they are bad because they are coming from China. It's like you are still buying the price from England or from USA, but it's coming from there, and they have it way cheaper. So you need to be aware of this, and then you need to be aware that you are just helping the brand to exist because they are buying themselves on you.
It's also important to say that made in China 20 years ago and now, it's not the same.
Absolutely not.
It's even just take a look on Chinese cities. It's just crazy. It's like from outer space. I think that some manufacturers, they don't want to, some brands, they don't want to let, like, for example, Italians do their thing. Because, in Italy, in August, they are not working, for example. Sometimes they, yes, we are going to do this on time, but they are not on time.
No, not on time.
And, Chinese, they keep the dates. They keep the quality. It's always the same. They don't care if they like you or not. They just wanna earn money. They wanna do business.
But they are a merchant, so they are doing it in a very nice way, and for most of they are way more flexible on what they can provide, what they can give you. They have better price.
Customer service is different also.
It's
very polite.
No, they are doing an excellent job on many things. So that's not really the problem. The problem is often that, of course, it's coming from the other side of the world. They don't have the same quality on the way they treat their people working for them. Environment also is something. So they put a bigger toll. But the providers that we are talking about, they are not the same as H&M and things like this. So the provider that we are talking about, they are way better also on those environmental things, on the way they treat their people that are working for them.
Because it's not a garment that the brand pays like $5.
No, exactly. So it's not the same level at all on all those things. So it's way better. So it's then it's again the matter of the money or what you are paying. Really, are you paying an image? Or are you paying all those things that comes with it, the exclusivity? Are you paying the environment also aspect of it? Are you buying the fact that you don't support certain countries. You don't support the way they treat, but before not supporting, you should also be aware how they actually treat them, because you don't know. You cannot assume that they treat their people, their workers, in a bad way.
I mean, it's more important for bigger brands.
Yeah.
Than for smaller brands,
smaller scales or medium scale.
But still, like bigger brands, they're not making their stuff in China anymore that often. It's more like Pakistan, Bangladesh.
No, but all those people also, they are, they are super specific on clothes. Yeah, I won't buy from China and things like this. Where check where your TV is coming from. Check where your phone is coming from.
I mean, your car even. Check,
yeah, exactly. And they are in way worse situation. The workers are in way worse slavery situation than the one that we are talking about. So, but still, I would say that being said, I wouldn't accept to buy a garment from a brand that is supposed to be on the luxury side for the full price. If it's made in China or in India, I would say no, sorry, it's like not for me. I understand the reason why you're doing this, but you got caught at your own game. You wanted to grow, so now you don't have the choice anymore. If you want to survive, you have to do these cuts. I don't need to participate in this.
Yeah.
And to be honest, those brands, they cannot go back.
No.
They cannot scale down. It doesn't exist. So either you scale up or you disappear. Yeah.
They're on the market. They need to grow.
You grow or you disappear. So those brands, they will probably survive because they are so big that the market kind of need them anyways. They cannot just disappear like this, and people are just used to them. So Loro Piana and so on, I think they're going to be all right. But keep in mind that the only way for things to change is for something so bad to happen in the economy that everything will reset from zero. So it's gonna keep being like this, and the only way for you to have stuff better is just to learn about better brands and buy your stuff.
Just do a research. Do a research. Check the quality. Check other brands. Right now you can order something and return it in 1 week. So I would even order a Loro Piana jacket and just compare it with something else. Or maybe go to the store or just. But for example, I'm too shy to go to some kind of Chanel or Gucci store here in Stockholm.
Yeah, I went to Hermes the other day too. Because I've never seen in the store. I never had the opportunity because I was never really interested before. But then I started working in scarf myself, and maybe to create a brand of scarves. And I wanted to check the quality of what they were doing nowadays, and it's exceptional. It's very nice, and it was very interesting to go there. Yeah, so the quality is really exceptional, and you can tell that they keep the quality. So I would say that can be nice to. It will also teach you the quality of things if you dare to enter, because they're not so welcoming sometimes, and they don't really like people like us, like just sneaking in and checking without really purchasing.
No, I've heard a lot about people there.
Yeah,
they're not so nice there.
No, they won't be so. You can, you can also pretend that you deserve to have your scarf, and then they won't ask too much. Me, they didn't. They were quite nice actually with me, and I was with my ex-girlfriend, and then you can tell if the quality is there or not. And to be fair, you don't need to be super knowledgeable. It shows, you can feel it. If you don't feel wowed, it's probably not worth it. But I could, by feeling it, the quality of the colors of the leather also, you can tell. So it's worth maybe sneaking in a place, or like you mentioned before, go vintage. Buy something vintage, and then you will have the quality for a way better price.
So to summarize it, if it's worth the quality, just go for it. Buy those iconic pieces. If not, just buy something different that offers the same quality.
Something similar, yeah.
Because there are a lot of brands that offer very similar garments. Even from the same fabrics. If the fabric is something that you are looking for, very exclusive fabric, then some brands, they have exclusivity from some mills for some extra fabrics that they just designed for them.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can find something similar. You can create, for example, a suit that looks like a Loro Piana suit at your local made-to-measure provider. I guess. Most of you guys can.
Way more elegant to have your whole outfit that is really yours, that you either find in a thrift store, or that says something about you, that you made to measure, or that is a very specific piece that is coming from a brand but doesn't show that it's coming from this brand, and maybe have in addition something that shows, like a scarf from Hermes, a tie, or whatever, but this iconic piece that shows, all right, I bought something that is iconic, and it's not, if it's iconic, it's for a reason. It's because it's nice also. So I would say like this.
So do your research, guys, if it's worth it. We think that most of the times it's not.
No, exactly. Most of the time it's not, but sometimes it is, and we can help you out with that.
Okay. So guys, just follow us on Instagram, suityourself_podcast. Send us some DM. No, don't send us demons. And follow us on YouTube because it helps. And share this episode with somebody that could benefit from it.
And keep writing to us. We are receiving some messages. It's always super nice to read you guys, and it's the opportunity to talk about the subject that you are bringing.
So thank you, and hear you later. Bye.
Ciao.